Well, hello there, Curlfriends, and welcome to my video. I am MickeyB. Have we met? If not, it is nice to meet you. Welcome to those of you who are new. This is a hair support system where we rehab our hair on a weekly basis to get it in its most healthiest condition. And welcome back to those of you who are following this series and who are doing your hair along with me. Without further ado, I would like to just get this started and get this done so we can move on. It's the holiday season and there's a lot to get done. So I've already started off by moisturizing my hair and it's fastly drying up, so let me just jump right into it. We're going to start off today with this the hair food that I've already put my castor oil, my Jamaican black castor oil, down the middle and around the edges, so we don't need to do that. Now we're just going to feed our scalp with this hair food. So I forgot to put my gloves on because my gloves definitely I like them a lot better because I don't get all of this product under my fingernails. So I think after this I'm gonna try and slip these gloves on real quick. But we're going to try and work both sides of the head. Oops. Both sides of the head. So we can get a quick in and out session here. And while I get ready for that, I hope you guys are having a great, or hopefully a not too busy and overwhelming holiday season. I hope you guys are not having too crazy of a holiday season, and for those of you who maybe are not really feeling the season, I hope that you are finding this time, finding this time at least beneficial in some form or fashion, whether it be getting work done around the house or just enjoying family a little bit more, or putting a positive spin on everything, keeping things positive if you're already there. The holidays are a time to reflect really the true reason of the holiday for starters, and then also to what comes with that is to spend time with family and appreciate the family that you have around you and that sort of thing. It's a hard season for a lot of people who struggle with the holidays. Suicide rates are extremely high. And I think that's because a lot of people tend to focus on the commercial aspect of it, which all those commercials, everybody's so happy and getting along, which in the real life that's not really always the case. Maybe sometimes it's the case, but in a lot of times families don't even want to be together, and if they are, it's not like what you see on the commercials. It's what you see on LA Law, cops getting caught, people not getting along. So don't believe the hype. Don't feel like everybody's out there in this perfect little Brady Bunch scenario and you're the only one by yourself, sitting home alone. It's like, it's all in how you look at it. You focus on the positives. And today especially, if you have your health, that's like the number one thing today because of what's going on in 2020. If you are healthy, and as my pastor used to say, any day that you can wake up and know where you are, it's a good day. You have all your faculties. You can feed yourself. You have a roof. The basics. Food, clothes, shelter. You're doing all right, because there's a lot of people out there struggling. And I know just in my area alone, I'm out here in suburbia. I see a lot of homeless people in front of the grocery stores. Like literally not just grocery, but like places I've never seen them before. We're going to move on to the cream. There's a lot of homeless people that are, I don't know where they're coming from, but the numbers are definitely increasing. And when I go to the grocery store, there was one dude, and he was black. He was there with a shopping cart, and he had some kind of sign. I didn't, I don't really, because some of them, don't have all their faculties, so I don't really, make eye contact or try to look at them too hard. But he had some kind of sign that said something. And so this particular day I was walking Lacey. I decided to go that route because we had kind of lost daylight, so I didn't want to walk around the neighborhood where it was dark. So when that happens, I go to the shopping center. And so I parked the car, and after I parked the car and got Lacey out and began our walk, I walked the main sidewalks. I do the perimeter of the whole shopping center. And so as I parked the car and then walked out to the perimeter, this guy was sitting there on the curb of a main street. And so as I'm walking, because I had seen him, like I said, walking in front of the store when I was pulling up and parking. I know that's probably a little confusing, but the bottom line is when I was walking by him on the sidewalk, he was sitting out there with his cart, and it was like the major street where all the cars are going back and forth, and he was sitting on the curb. And so as I'm walking up, I'm thinking, oh, that is a real cool, vibrant color of pants he's wearing. I'm like, are those leggings? Because, it was an older dude. And so as I'm getting closer, the color of the leggings just struck me. They were like a rust kind of orange color. And I'm like, it's so vibrant. So I'm just really checking out the fabric of his pants. And as I'm walking and getting closer and closer to him, I'm like, homeboy is naked. Those are not pants, that's skin. And I'm telling you, the color of his skin, like literally, it was like he was trying to low-key poop, or I don't know what he was doing, but he was sitting there with no pants on, like literally. It wasn't like pants pulled down to his ankles. There was no pants on, and he was just sitting there like, and all the cars, now the cars that were driving by probably would not have noticed it because it was a main street, it was the main drag. And he was just sitting there. So these cars were, zoom, not unless one stopped at a stoplight and maybe happened to look over at him. But if you're just passing by, it's not something you would have caught. But me, I was on foot. Ooh, I'm gonna get that on the scale. And I was walking Lacey. So I'm like walking right past him, and I'm staring at this, what I thought was fabric. And come to find out that he was butt naked, sitting there just like he was watching a movie or something. It was just weird. And so when I saw that, I was like, oh my heck no, this is getting too close to home. So the point that I'm making is there's a lot of people out there who are struggling. Now I don't know if he was mental or what his situation was, but he had one of those carts, he had a sign. So when I saw the sign and I saw him with the cart, I'm thinking, oh, let me show you Mount Baldy before I forget. Okay, so I was thinking, well, is something wrong with him? Like, is he like, got mental issues where he might lash out at somebody? Because nobody was bothering him. He was just, when he was even walking around with the cart, people just left him alone. And so when I saw that, I was just like, come on, Lacey, don't try to go over there and say how, how dogs like to just be so curious and stuff. I'm like, so I had to snatch her up a little bit, tighten her up so she wouldn't be able to walk over there and bother him. Because I'm like, when I see crazy stuff like that and people just, acting all nonchalant, but you butt naked, something ain't right. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot of people out there struggling. And when I moved out this way, but how long have I been out here? Since 2004, 16 years ago. I've been out here 16 years. I've never seen anything like that. Never. And that was just crazy to see. Shea butter time. I can get this to soften up. So yeah, 16 years. And I've never seen anything like that, especially this close to home. So the world is a different place today. So if you, during this holiday season, are feeling some type of way about your situation, if you have the basics today, just be aware of that. And, know that there's a lot of people that don't. And there's a lot of people out there on the streets that weren't out there before, that this is their new normal. So always remember to put things in perspective so that you're not walking around feeling sad or like you have less than, or that you're missing out on something, because the world will have you thinking a whole lot that you shouldn't be thinking. Oh, ooh, almost dropped the grease that I want to put on top. They'll have you thinking that you should be at a table with everybody playing Monopoly, the kids running around. Like, everybody doesn't have that in their lives. You have what you have, and you have to make do with what you have. You have to make the best of what you have. And just remember, it could always be worse. There's always somebody out there who could be worse off than you, especially today. So I am thankful for the little things. Like, I don't need much. I do my due diligence throughout the year, and I try to save, be responsible. I plan the things that I want to do, the money that I want to spend. I'm not careless. I'm not frivolous. And I'll put in the work so that I can reward myself from time to time if there's something that I want. But I'm still responsible because I know how life works. I know how bills work. Things still need to be paid and handled accordingly. So it's like, you just do the best you can to make sure that you live the best life that you can. And just know that what you see outward is not always the case. People and families can project images that are not true behind closed doors. We see it all the time. So don't buy into, everything is so perfect over here, and you don't have this perfect scenario, or your life isn't as fulfilled, as happy as somebody else, or some outwardly projected situation that you may be seeing. Just know that if you're here and you have the bare necessities, just keep it right there and just say thank you, because it could always be worse. And Christmas is just a day. Get yourself through that day by taking a walk, finding joy in what makes you happy. That's what I do. Like, I decided I'm gonna cook this for Christmas, because I didn't cook for Thanksgiving, because Janaea was supposed to come home and she wasn't able to, and then she tried to come home again, and then with all this stuff happening, it just didn't work out. So I said, well, I decided this past weekend that I would go ahead and cook. So I went out and I was trying to make sure that I had all the necessary ingredients, because I hadn't gone grocery shopping in a while. I normally would have done that had she come here for Thanksgiving, and so I hadn't been to the store or did that type of shopping. I've just been cooking my little express little one-pot meals, like a salmon patty, some cut up potatoes and some spinach or broccoli, which is really easy. One thing, throw it in a pot and you're good to go. So I just had little express food like that, but I didn't have like bell peppers, onions, carrots, celery, you know, that type of thing to really cook a good old meal the way a meal should be cooked, you know, from scratch with all the fixings. So I decided that I was gonna go ahead and cook for Christmas, and I said and I wanted to cook a turkey. I've never been a ham person. We never cooked ham in our family, even though I know that's what people normally cook on Christmas is ham. So every grocery store that I went to, they all had ham everywhere, and I'm like, I don't want a ham. I really don't know how to cook a ham. I'm sure I could learn, but never cooked a ham before. And you know, I just wanted some turkey because I really had a taste for some turkey. So therefore, as I was searching, everybody had ham. Everybody, when I say everybody, all the stores had hams the way they normally would have turkeys out. So, and then when I did see a turkey, they were not cheap. Like Walmart turkeys, they were all like $19.94, and I'm like, I'm not paying $19.94 for no turkey. No. And then nobody had a special where you know, spend $25, get a free turkey, or spend anything and get turkey at like some cheap amount per pound. Didn't see that anywhere. First grocery store I went to, they did have turkeys, but they were like $1.69 a pound, and they were like $25, $32, and they didn't have any small ones. And if they did have small ones, they were so expensive anyways that they still came out to the cheapest I think I saw was $16, and I'm like, I refuse. So I said I'll go later, you know, closer to the Christmas, and see if I can, you know, find a sale, because there was one more circular that would come out before Christmas. So on my way home, and I also couldn't find any bell peppers. I'm like, where are the bell peppers? The main store that I went to, they were out of them because they were on sale. And then I was trying to find a good price on bell peppers, but you know, 99 cents each to me is not a good price, but that's what I ended up paying. But I ended up coming to the grocery store by my house to see if they had bell peppers, because I'm like, they are the expensive ones, I know they would, to the store where I saw the naked man actually. And so sure enough, I get in there, they got plenty of bell peppers because they're 99 cents each. So I said, well, let me just get one. Maybe that's a good thing because I won't waste it, that's for sure. Because I hate when I buy produce and I don't end up using it anyway. So I bought the bell pepper, and then I got also some frozen vegetables just to replenish those. And then I was like, I paid for everything, and I was like, oh shoot, I forgot to check to see if they had any turkeys. And I'm like, I know this joint is gonna be high because they're always high. So, but I went back anyway. So I said, well, let me just see what they have. And so when I went back into the store after having bought my one bell pepper and my frozen vegetables that were on sale, I said, since I'm here, I may as well replenish those. I went back into the store, and I went back to the meat section, and then I saw a whole thing full of ham, just like everybody else. And then I says, well, let me go to this other case where I saw turkeys before. So I go there, and I see turkeys 47 cents a pound. I was like, what? No way. So, and then they had like a little price sheet that said the pounds and what it would amount to, you know, at the 47 cents. So I was looking at that, and so I know a 10-pound turkey would have been like $4.70, but I'm like, I'm not gonna find any small ones. So I looked at the chart, and they had like 16, 17, 18, 20-pound turkeys. That's all they had. Until I got a 16, almost 17-pound turkey for $7.62. And I was like, wow. And I almost gave up. I was on my way home. I didn't think this store would have had anything. So I was so happy. So I got my turkey, and I got all the fixings so I can cook Thanksgiving. I can cook Christmas dinner, my Christmas turkey, on, I'll probably start cooking Christmas Eve so that I can just eat on Christmas. So I was very happy. So the moral of the story, and I'll let you go, is it's the simple things. It's the simple things. I'm cooking for myself because Janaea couldn't come home, but I know she's fine. She's healthy. Of course, she wanted to be here. Of course, I wanted her to be here, but she couldn't be here. But I'm still gonna have a great Thanksgiving Day with some great I keep saying Thanksgiving, a great Christmas Day with some great Christmas food, and you know, I'm gonna be right here enjoying it, just me and Lacey. And again, it's the simple things. I'm happy. I'm not gonna sit here and feel like I'm missing out on anything. I've had many Christmases being around family and friends, and I'm just going to enjoy this one the same as I would as if I was around everybody else. So on that note, we are done. Thank you for joining me today on this Wednesday of week 15. I am behind again, I know, but hopefully after all these holidays I'll be back on schedule. But again, just whenever I'm not on camera, you know I'm always doing my hair. So you guys, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great holiday season if I don't see you before Christmas. Bye-bye.